Good morning student. Today we will discuss about our 8th unit fundamentals of anatomy, physiology and physiology in sports. Anatomy. Anatomy it is a branch of biology in which we study about the structures of human body. It provides us knowledge about the human body structures, its size, shape, etc. Okay, in anatomy it is a branch of biology in which we study about the structures of human body. Anatomy provides knowledge about our body structures, its shape, size, etc. Physiology. Physiology it is a branch of science which provide us knowledge about the functioning of our organs and various systems. It provide us knowledge about the functioning of our organs and system, how it function and how it interrelate with each others, etc. Next is physiological system of human body. What are the physiological system of human body and its effect? First, skeletal systems. Skeletal systems Skeletal system protects our internal organs and give the shape and structure to our body. Okay, skeletal systems it provide the structure to the human body, and also it protect the delicate organs like brain, kidney, liver, etc. Skeletal system consists of bones, joint, cartilage, etc. Muscular system. Muscular systems provide strength to the body. It provides movement to the body through its contraction. Okay, muscles helps to provide movement. It provides movement to the body through its contractions, as well as it provides strength to the body, and it consists muscle, tendon, ligament, etc. Circulatory system, it helps in circulation of blood throughout the body, and through blood it helps in circulations of various important nutrients in our blood with the help of blood. Circulatory systems consists of blood vessels, heart, etc. Respiratory system. Respiratory systems helps in productions of energy. It helps respiratory systems. In respiratory systems we inhale oxygen and exhale carbon dioxide, so it's help in productions of energy productions. Respiratory system consists of breathing organs like lung, trachea, alveoli, etc. Digestive system. Digestive systems help in energy productions by breakdown of food particles. Okay, digestive systems help in breaking down of food into simple soluble forms and helps in energy productions. It consists of digestive organs like stomach, food pipe, intestine, etc. Nervous system. Nervous systems it's help in working of various organs. It's help to control the working of various organs of our body. Okay, nervous systems help to control working of various organs of the body. It's consists brain, spinal cord and nerves. Glandular system. Glandular systems it also helps various organs to work properly. Okay, glandular systems helps various organs to work properly. It consists of endocrine and exocrine gland like livers, pancreas, thyroid, adrenals, etc. It in a glandular system, it is a collections of gland that produce hormones that regulate the functioning, that control the various organs to work properly. Excretory systems helps to remove the waste product from our body. It consists of kidney, skin, etc. Through kidney, it's help in removal of waste product from our body, and skin, from skin in the form of sweatening. It's help to remove the waste product from our body. Reproductive system. Reproductive systems help in reproducing the young one. It's help in reproducing. It consists of reproductive organs. Reproductive organs. Next is importance. What are the importance of anatomy and physiology? The first important is knowledge gain. With the help of anatomy and physiology, it's help to gain the knowledge about our body, because in anatomy it provides us the knowledge about the structure of human body. So we get a knowledge about our body. Understanding the body structures, with the help of anatomy, we gain a knowledge about the structures of our body. Understand the body organs. With the help of biology, with the help of physiology, we get a knowledge about the functioning of various organs. We get a knowledge how the organs of the systems of our body function, how they work, how they interrelate with each others, etc. Helps to understand our body. This subject, anatomy and physiology, helps to understand about our body, their roles, etc. Helps to improve the health. This anatomy and physiology helps to improve the good health of the individual. Prevent health problems. With the help of anatomy and physiology, we get a knowledge about our body, so we can prevent our health. We can prevent our health problems and overcome the problem. Improve efficiency. Anatomy and physiology help to improve the efficiency of our body, efficiency of various systems. We can improve the efficiency of various systems, etc. Therefore, the overall efficiency of our body is improved. Understanding the cause of human body. If we know about our body, then we can understand about the cause of human problem, etc. And we can easily overcome from this problem. These are the some importance of anatomy and physiology. Kinesiology. Kinesiology it is a scientific study of human body movement. Okay, kinesiology, it is a scientific study of human body movement. In this kinesiology, we study about the human body movement, how our body move. And according to Webster's kinesiology, it is the study of principle of mechanics and anatomy in relation to human movement. Means the study of mechanic and functioning of our body, how our body move, the movement of our body. And what are the importance of kinesiology and biomechanics? First, biomechanics. Biomechanics, it is a combination of two words, bio and mechanics. Bio means living things. Biology, in biology we study about the living things. And mechanics, it is a field of physics, means study field of physics, means in physics we study about the motion, that is movement. So biomechanics means the study of movement of a living beings, in which we study about the movement. We study about the movement of our body. What will happen if the force is applied in our body, its effect, etc. Okay, biology, it's help by biology, it is a Biology helps to, it is a science which which provide us knowledge about the human body movement, its effect, etc. If the force is applied on the human body, what will happen, etc. What are its importance? First is understanding about human movement. Kinesiology and biomechanics give us better understanding about the human movement. It provides us knowledge about our movement, knowledge about the force on body. With the help of kinesiology and biomechanics, we get a knowledge about the force acting on our body. Efficient movement. If we have proper knowledge about kinesiology and biomechanics, then we can improve, we can develop our movement. Therefore, the efficiency of our movement can be improved. Correct movement. If we know about the movement, then we can correct our fault movement, and our movement will be effective and efficient. Prevent injury. The cause of injury is faulty movement. If our movement is not good, then there will be the injury. So if we know about the movement, if we know about the correct movement of our body, its technique, etc., then it's hard to avoid the injury. Improve performance. By improving the movement, we can improve our performance. Knowledge about physics principles. Kinesiology and biomechanics give us knowledge about the physics principles like law of motion, equilibrium, projectile, etc. Guide the safety principles. This subject guide us the safety principles and prevent the injury. It also helps in doing the research work, helps in developing the new equipment, improve the training technique, and create confidence. The knowledge of this subject helps to create confidence in a person. It motivates. These are the some importance of kinesiology and biomechanics. So we have discussed about the anatomy and physiology, in which anatomy, it is a branch of biology. Anatomy, it is a branch of biology in which we study about the structure of human body. In anatomy, we study about the structure of a human body, its shape, size. Physiology, it is a branch of science in which we study about the function of various organs. Okay, in physiology we study about the functioning of various system, various organs of our body. We study the function, its effect, and how they interrelate with each others, etc. Next is skeletal system. Skeletal system general working of skeletal system. First thing is, skeletal system consists of bones and joint which provide attachment to the movement muscles. This skeletal system is attached to the muscles and provide the movement. It provides the structure, shape to the body. Okay, skeletal system provide the structure of the body. It is a framework. Skeletal systems provide a framework. It provides a structure to the human body, and it consists of bones and joint which is attached to the muscle for the movement. Proper functioning of skeletal system and muscular system improve the efficiency of our body. Bones and its classification. Skeletal system means consists of bones and muscles. Bones in our body, there are 206 bones. Bones is divided into three parts: head, shaft, and or tail bone. This is the structure of the bones. This is head of the bone, hollow shaft, and this is the tail of a bone. This is the structures of human bones. And the smallest bones of human body is stapes, which is present in ear, and the longest bones is femur, which is present in our thigh. Bones are the hardest connective tissue. Bones is the hardest connective tissue. Bones are the types of bones are long bones, short bones, flat bone, irregular bones, etc. Long bones. These bones are long and wide, and they act as the levers. And generally, long bones are present in leg and arms, like femur, which is present in thigh, humerus, etc. Okay, long bones means those bones which are long and wide, and these are present in legs, arms. Short bones are those bones which are short in size and cube shape. They are formed in rays. This is the short bone, short in size. This is the long bones, which is these are the very long and wide. Next is flat bones. Flat bones are those bones which have broad surface, and they mostly protect our organs and give attachment to the muscles like sternum, scapula, etc. Okay, flat bones. Those bones means those bones who have broad surface. Irregular bones. Irregular bones means those bones who have irregular shape, like in vertebral columns, skull. Sesamoid bones. Sesamoid bones are embedded in tendons, that is fixed in tendons. Sesamoid bones are fixed in tendons. They hold the tendons like patella. And cartilaginous bones are the flexibles and soft, and they are found in the ear, nose. These are the types of bones. Okay, flat bones, which is present in your thigh. Flat bones, sternum, which is present in your sternums, that protect your sternum, that protect your internal organs. Irregular bones, irregular in shape. Short bones, those bones which are short in size. These are the some types of bones. Okay, long bones, those bones which are long and wide. Short bones mean those bones which are short in size and cube shape. Flat bones means those bones who have broad surface. Irregular bones means those bones who have irregular shape. Sesamoid bones means those bones who are fixed in tendon. Cartilaginous bones means those bones which are flexible and soft. Joint and its type. Joint is the place where two or more bones are connect or meet. Okay, joint means the place where the two or more bones meet or join. There are three types of joint: immovable joint, slightly movable joint, and freely movable joint. Immovable joint or fibrous joint. Immovable joint, it is also known as fixed joint. These joints are joined together, and in fixed joint movement is not possible, like in skull joint. And slightly movable joint, it's also known as cartilaginous joint. Slightly movable joint In this joint, there is slight movement is possible, like in vertebral column. Next is freely movable joint. Freely movable joint. Freely movable joint. These are the joint. These joints are moved freely to a great extent, and these are covered with a thin membranes and are filled with the synovial fluid. And this freely movable joint, in all this freely movable or synovial joint, the joint is filled with synovial fluid which act as a grazing agent and provide slippery surface to the joint. Therefore, they move freely due to a synovial joint. The joint move freely, and this synovial joint, further the joint are covered by thin membranes called synovial membranes. And synovial joint, there are types of synovial joint. There are various types of synovial joint like ball and socket joint, hinge joint, pivot joint, gliding joint, saddle joint, etc. So joint means the place where two or more bones join or meet. Joint, there are three types of joint: immovable joint, slightly movable joint, and freely movable joint. Immovable joint means those joint. Immovable joint means the joint. This joint is also known as fixed joint. In this joint, movement is not possible. For example, skull joint. In this, the movement is not possible. Slightly movable joint. Slightly movable joint means those joint in which the slight movement is possible. For example, in vertebral column. And freely movable joint means in freely movable joints, the joint move freely to a great extent. It is this joint is covered by a thin membranes called synovial fluid. This joint is also known as synovial joint, and this joint is filled with synovial fluid. Due to this, it acts as a grazing agent, and it provides slippery surface to the bones. Therefore, this synovial joint move freely. And there are various types of synovial joint like ball and socket joint, hinge joint, pivot joint, gliding joint, saddle joint, condyloid joint, etc. Ball and socket joint. Ball and socket joint. Ball and socket joint. Ball and socket joint, it provide maximum movement. Okay, ball and socket joint, it provide you maximum movement, and it is present at shoulders and hip. Ball and socket joint, it is present at shoulders or hip, and it provide you maximum movement. Hinge joint, it is present in elbow, and it allow the forward and backward movement, that is 180-degree movement forward and backward. It is present in elbow. Pivot joint, it is present at neck, and pivot joint, it is pivot joint, it provides rotation movement. Okay, pivot joint, it provides you rotation movement. It is present in neck. Gliding joint, it is present at carpal joint. It's gliding joint. The bone surface that the joint hold together are flat. Therefore, next is saddle joint. In saddle joint, which is present in thumb, the movement take place at two axes and allow the movement in two direction. allow in different directions. For example, thumb joint. This is your pivot joint. Pivot joint, it allow you rotation movement which is present in neck. It allow you rotation movement. Hinge joint, it is present in your elbow and allow you forward and backward movement. Ball and socket joint, it is present in your shoulder and hip. It allow you maximum movement. Condylite joint, it is present in your wrist and the bones that hold together are flat. Therefore, it allows the movement in two direction. Condylite joint. Okay. Next is gliding joint. Gliding joint that hold together the surface that joint surface that hold together are flat. Therefore, it allows the movement in two directions. Condyloid joint, it allow you movement. It allow you angular movement. It is present in the wrist. And saddle joint, in saddle joint which is present in your thumb, the movement take place in two axes. Next is, what are the function of skeletal system? The first function of skeletal system is it support the body, supporting framework of the body. It act as pillars and provide structure to the individual. Okay, first function is it provide structure to the body. It provides shape and structure to the individual. It acts as a pillar, framework, protections. Skeletal system protect the internal organs. Protections because the bones. Skeletal system, it consists of bones. Bones protect the internal organs like it protect the brain, kidney, liver, etc. Junction. Bones act as a junction. Bones provide junctions to the skeletals. To the skeletal or striated muscles or tendons. Storehouse. Bones act as a storehouse of important minerals and salts like calcium, potassium, etc. and provide energy during emergency. Manufacturing of red blood cells. Bones also helps to manufacture the red blood cells which help in growth and development. Act as lever. Bones also act as levers, thus provide movement of muscle as well as body and its part. Movement. Skeletal muscles attached to the bones. Okay, skeletal muscles are attached to the bones to give external visible movement of the body. Ossifications means bones are capable of doing self-repairs whenever they are damaged, thus helps in growth patterns. These are the some functions of skeletal system. First is skeletal system support. It acts as a supporting framework to the body. It gave structure to the body. It provides shape and structure to the human body. It protects the internal organs. Bones have to protect the internal organs. Bones act as a junction. Bones is a storehouse of various important minerals, calcium. Bones also help in manufacturing the red blood cells. Bones act as a levers. It's help in movement. The movements, skeletal muscle which is attached to the bones, it provide you visible. It provide you external movement. Ossifications and bones has the ability to repair itself, thus helps in growth patterns. These are the some function of skeletal system. So we have discussed about skeletal systems. Skeletal system consists of bones. Skeletal system consists of bones and joint. The proper functioning of skeletal system and muscular systems improve the efficiency of our body. There are approximately 206 bones in our body, and femur is the largest bone. Stapes is the smallest bones. That there are different types of bones. The types of bones: long bones, short bones, irregular bones, flat bones, sesamoid bones, cartilaginous bones. Joint: there are three types of joint: immovable joint, slightly movable joint, and freely movable joint. Immovable joint like in skull, slightly movable joint like in vertebral columns, and freely movable joint like in shoulder, hip, etc.